Fans of Marvel Mutants kind of got an unexpected holiday treat over the weekend. We actually got a look at the concept art for that long-delayed, eventually canceled Gambit movie, and it looks like it could have been something rather fun. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the Channing Tatum movie, what happened, and the concept art that's finally been revealed online. Well, if you remember correctly, there was a Gambit movie in the works over at Fox for several years. It was actually slated to be released over 6 years ago, way back in 2016. Now, X-Men producer Laura Schuler Donner actually greenlit the movie basically because Channing Tatum wanted to play the character. He was a rising star at the time, but doing Gambit may have been easier said than done because they ultimately went through multiple writers and directors before the project was finally scrapped. Now, Marvel Studios is in charge of everything X-Men, following that Disney-Fox merger, and Gambit is one of those projects that simply went by the wayside. Now, there have been some reports that Channing Tatum might return in Deadpool 3, which would be pretty cool, but for the most part, his dreams of playing the character were dashed, and it left fans wondering what we missed. Now, over the weekend, we got a little bit of concept art, actually what are called pitch mood boards, and they come via Anthony Wynn's ArtStation page. They are in black and white, but they are pretty interesting and give us an idea of how stuff may have worked in the movie. Let's go ahead and check them out. Now, these are pretty basic, but you get the idea. That's clearly Channing Tatum as Gambit, and you see him energizing that bottle, eventually tossing it off into the distance to cause one of those classic Gambit explosions. Now, obviously, this doesn't provide any expanded plot details, it just shows him and a truck. Could mean anything, but it does give us an idea of where they were going visually with his powers, and it looks like they were pretty spot on. This was one of those films that I was kind of excited before because it was kind of a tangent off in the left field. Gambit is super cool, and Channing Tatum probably would have done a pretty good job bringing him to life. Now, the actor has talked multiple times about starring in the movie, and it said it left him, quote, traumatized by the experience, and he even added he shut off his Marvel machine and was unable to watch other Marvel movies. When he was asked why, he actually said, "I love that character. It was just too sad. It was like losing a friend. I was so ready to play him." Now, like we were saying, we've heard reports that Gambit could make an appearance in Deadpool 3. And quite honestly, I could see him as the MCU Gambit if that's what Kevin Feige wanted to do. He may just appear as a variant, but I'm pretty sure Marvel has some plans for all the mutants going down the road, and Gambit is a fan favorite. That means at least at the storyboard or at the meeting level, I'm sure he's been talked about, and I have to wonder where they think he ultimately fits in. Now, Gambit is one of those X-Men that came along rather late in the series' history. He made his first appearance in Uncanny X-Men Annual number 14 way back in 1990, and he was created by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. Now, the more interesting thing about the character is the mythos surrounding him. Obviously, he's a big part of X-Men history, but before the X-Men, he had his own full story featuring the LeBeau Clan and the Thieves Guild, as well as the Crimson Pirates, all of which could make very interesting additions to the Marvel Universe. Quite honestly, I don't really anticipate a Gambit solo project being high priority for Marvel. I absolutely could see him being part of Marvel's new X-Men. He's somebody that was really missed, and fans haven't seen him in live action since Taylor Kitsch's cameo back in X-Men Origins. Now, obviously, we're covering everything mutants and Marvel here on this channel, so if you want to get all of your X-Gene updates, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the news. But until we know more, what do you guys think? What do you think of these concept art pictures of Marvel's original Gambit movie? And would you be down for Channing Tatum to return to the role and show up in Deadpool 3? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.